Hi everyone, this is Dave and welcome to my top 5 worst high street shops. And actually, as I've said the title of this video, maybe I should rename it to my bottom 5 high street shops. And in no particular order, one of the shops I really don't get is Poundland, or not necessarily Poundland, but any pound shop or any 99p shop. Now, I must admit, they have got their place on the high street. Not everyone can afford to buy more expensive products, but my experience of them hasn't been that great. Now, I have purchased from them in the past. I've purchased things like screwdrivers and a hammer and a pair of pliers once, and they didn't last very long at all. I even purchased some parcel tape that wasn't sticky enough. It didn't stick to the parcel. So the point I'm trying to make is, instead of buying 5 tools like a screwdriver and a hammer and some pliers and some, I don't know, sandpaper and something else that doesn't work necessarily well, is to save those 5 £1 and just buy one decent tool and then wait until you can afford to buy the others. I think that certainly makes more sense. Anyway, next up is a food shop, and I just don't like Lidl. In fact, not just Lidl again, so it's not one specific food shop, but the cheaper food shops where I go in and I don't recognise the brands and the environment just isn't as nice as one of the brightly lit big supermarkets. Now, don't get me wrong, again, I have shopped in Lidl. I've bought fruit from them, which is absolutely fine. I've even bought some cereals from them, which had almost the same name as my regular cereal, and admittedly, it did taste exactly the same and it did cost a lot less. But I just don't enjoy the shopping experience in the cheaper food shops. Maybe I'm a food snob. I don't know. You let me know in the comments section below. Next up is a category of shops that I don't like for probably quite a selfish reason, but also for a non-understanding reason as well. And that is shoe shops. Now, I don't mind the men's section of shoe shops, but I don't get the women's section and why women or female shoppers have to buy so many pairs of shoes. And I mean so many pairs. They can have shoes that look identical and boots that look identical, and they love looking through all the shoes. I just don't get it. I don't understand the appeal. I know everyone's got their own thing that they like. For example, my passion is for watches and cameras and also trainers, which I suppose wipes out that one because trainers are shoes. But I don't have that many pairs. Let's move on before I dig myself a really big hole of trouble. Next up is another category of store that I don't like because of what you have to do after you've visited this type of store, and that is DIY stores. Now again, not a specific one. It could be B&Q, it could be Homebase, it could be Wix, it could be, I don't know, XYZ tool shop. It doesn't matter which one. I don't mind the store itself, but after you've purchased the product, you then have to go and do DIY. You have to get physical. And believe me, I am not good at DIY. When I'm doing a DIY project, it's always the last brush stroke of paint that goes wrong. It's always the last screw that won't go in. Something always doesn't go according to plan. Now, I should really get to grips with DIY, and then I might enjoy that type of shop a little bit more, but I don't like DIY stores. And then last but not least, on my top 5 or bottom 5 worst high street shops, and that is the Apple store. Yes, you heard me right. I am an Apple fanboy. Everyone brands me as that. I love Apple products. The reason I don't like the Apple store is because each and every time I go in there, I end up spending money. It's too expensive. So for that reason, I don't like the Apple store because it just makes me spend money. What am I going to do? I'm going to be absolutely broke if I keep going into Apple stores, so I must stay away from that type of store. Anyway, that is my top 5 or bottom 5. Let me know which stores you don't like in the comments section below. Hit that like button and I'll see you all in the next one.